Welcome to the show. I'm Chris.
And I'm Dave.
Let's look under the dial. Scrying the bones. Get the bones in a bowl and go scry. That's what I would do. Welcome back. So, Nationals.
And a quick shout out. The Majestics podcast talked about us.
They did?
Not specifically us, but the Australian Nationals.
Oh,
so
good stuff. Thank you, guys.
We see you. Thank you. Yes, Australian Nationals has gone. Hopefully you've seen a couple of the games that I put up. I put 4 matches up.
Including our explosive finale between Terry and Anthony.
Yes.
So, first of all, really congratulations to everyone who... This is going to be a long list. Everyone who came to Nats, everyone who won at Nats, everyone who participated at Nats, everybody who's watched the Nats videos, everybody who helped run Nats, including our wonderful Judge Dave and the good staff at Good Games Hurstville.
Yes.
Thanks to everyone who offered team ideas. We got some cool ideas from some of you in our inbox and on Reddit about how to do stuff.
And thanks to watching the Road to Nats videos, which was great for us. Like, we really enjoyed doing that, and we got a lot of feedback from that, so that was awesome.
Yeah, and based on that, we will be doing a similar thing next year for 2020. So probably not long after New Year, we'll hit the ground running and
start again.
But yeah, I think this has been a really good experience and really good for the community. There's a lot of folk who came this year who I haven't seen at games before in our area, and I think a couple of people who've just started the game this year. Yeah, like Raphael, who was in our semi-finals, started for the first time earlier this year. So it's a really, I think it was really at the start of this year.
Yeah.
So it's a fantastic effort, and it's really good to see newbies and oldies coming together really well. And I mean, Raphael got to the semis, which is not nothing.
Yeah. No.
So just, thank you to everyone who played, everyone who watched, everyone who organised, everyone who talked about us and talked about the games and spread our videos and shared things on social media. We really appreciate it, and it was really a lot of fun doing all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Even if the days themselves, at some points, got a bit hardcore for some of us.
I just forgot something in the other room. It is the team sheets. I'm going to grab them. I'll be right back.
Do you want to edit this out though?
No, it'd be hilarious.
Okay.
No, it's fine. I can edit it.
So while Dave's gone, I'm going to talk to you about how his team would have crashed and burned if he'd actually brought it to Nationals. Even though we'd spent months working on it, he would have really just died, like really horribly. Because, we had teams that were like 10 Phoenixes at the 30-point value. We had a guy who ran the Superman Prime because he won it the day before, and he ran it at 600 points, and the judge allowed it. You would have died. So I was just saying you would have lost all the games if you'd...
Maybe.
Brought your team along.
Maybe.
Yeah. Set them on fire.
What team were you talking about?
I was talking about the guy who had 10 Phoenixes.
When?
Yeah, 30 points. And the guy who ran 600-point Superman Prime. I distinctly remember that.
I see.
Yeah. All right, so we have team sheets.
Yeah, I got some team sheets here. Just, most of these you will have seen on the videos if you've watched those. Otherwise, I'm going to put some links up there to some of the videos. So go check those out. But... Probably the main one we want to talk about is the winning team, I would say, or at least the last two, the final two teams.
Yeah, I really want to talk about Anthony's team because that was
that's what I've got.
That came out of nowhere. I loved it.
So, Anthony's team.
This is Anthony who came all the way from Canberra.
Yes, was Mr. Oz at 40 points, which we knew Mr. Oz was going to be. When he first came out, we knew it was coming. So,
except we weren't the ones who discovered that. It's a pretty
correct. But I'm just saying it's we were on the money. When the piece came out, we knew it was going to be there. At least in the Australian meta, I don't know what it's like in the States, but
100%.
So Mr. Oz at 40 points, Thanos at 110.
This is the Ultra Chase Thanos. Correct,
and he had the Ego Gem equipped. Astronomer at 75, another piece which was obviously going to be there. He had the, I believe, the Power Gem. Mm-hmm. Dark Phoenix at 30 points, which is an unbelievable colossal.
Oh my goodness.
Just the fact that it can heal above its line is unfair and ridiculous.
And he rarely missed with her.
Yeah. Well, she's got good stats.
She's got amazing stats, but he also had when he fought me, which was a fantastic game. I lost, but I loved it.
Yeah.
He made some really good rolls, and then he had not the Weird World map, but it was one that had like foliage and then like a mountain.
The mountain.
I think it was a crater or a volcano or something.
Yeah, it's a volcano.
I can't remember, but he positioned everything really well with that
absolutely.
Phoenix. She just was so good.
It was the Great Mound.
That's
outdoor.
the one. Yeah.
It's on the sheet.
Yeah. Of course.
Groot at 20 points, and he had some very cool homemade walking wood tokens.
Right.
Good. You will have seen it on the video. It's good.
Yeah. If you haven't, go and watch any of the games with Anthony stuff. They've like these tall like figures made for the walking woods that look amazing.
Jean Grey ID, which he was using number 65 Jean Grey, which is the Age of Apocalypse.
That's the Age of Apocalypse.
The Magneto ID, and now this one is a very fancy new one, but it is the Danger Room Prime Magneto, and it has precision strike, 2 targets, 8 range, running shot, or something like that, with 11 attack, or 12 attack, I think is what it is. And while it still only deals 1 damage to everybody that deals, that's enough.
Yeah.
Because it's also penetrating.
Yep.
So it took out. I watched that piece in a couple different games, and it always succeeded with 12 attack. Not precision strike. I'm sorry, it's penetrating.
Penetrating, yeah.
Penetrating psychic blast, 8 range, 2 lightning bolt, 2 lightning bolts. I think, just unbelievable.
It really won out well.
For the 5-point Magneto ID card, that's what literally everybody was using.
Mm-hmm.
He also had the time gem just on the field,
which he was swapping out sometimes for Astronomer, I think.
Yeah, correct. That was essentially the team. Like, you know, I think it was great, and it's comprised of a lot of the obvious pieces, but I think it's comprised of a lot of different obvious teams, if that makes sense.
100%.
So, I was highly impressed.
I was really impressed, and I saw it and was already pretty terrified, and not just because we had a few Thanoses roaming around in our nationals, because he's just bad by default.
Yeah.
But it was just a really, like, it was one that I had to look at and go, this is good, but I'm not seeing the thing. I'm not seeing the little connective bit that puts it all together. But then in playing against it and having an Astronomer snipe you from below 2 elevations at half across the map and just kill you, and having Thanos, and he was also exceptionally good at placement. Because he's. I am really terrible at counting squares.
Sure.
Without putting my finger on the map and being really obvious about what I'm going to do, but he was exceptionally good at that. He put everything where it was supposed to be, so I could just not reach him with my stuff.
Yeah.
He came in swinging with Dark Phoenix, and like I said, she rarely missed. And as soon as she gets off that first click, she's much harder to kill because it's a stop click at the end.
100%, yeah, correct.
Which would have been fine if my Green Arrow hadn't died, but it was one of the first, one of the major threats he got rid of.
Yeah.
And it just worked like clockwork, and it was this beautiful, like a ballet of Phoenix goes here, and Thanos comes here, and Astronomer shoots from there, and the Walking Woods are creeping around here. It was just wonderful. It was such a really... It felt like a really meta team, but it was one that hadn't been net decked. And I feel like it was... He obviously played it.
It's a lot of play, that's it.
It's a lot of play, and it was one that felt... Like you say, like it felt like obvious pieces, but it also felt original at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was obvious pieces, but all from different teams. Like I never really saw most of these played specifically together. And I think I overheard him saying, and it's probably the most important part here, is that everybody's scared of Thanos.
Yeah.
But Astronomer was what was doing the friggin' work. You know, that's what was taking everybody out, and everybody's ignoring it,
and
right?
everyone ignores Elevated.
Yeah, that's
with him.
Exactly, yeah.
Everyone ignores that and just gets messed up as a result.
That's exactly right. So it's a very interesting team.
Yeah. So well done to Anthony. That was an exceptional effort, I think.
And you want to go with this one? You want to read this one out?
Not really, because it killed me.
Okay.
No, I'll do it. So this is our winning team from Terry, who has won for the billionth time, I think.
Yeah, he didn't win last year,
2 billions? No, he didn't win last year, but he's won...
He's won a few times, that's exactly right.
So he's a returning champion.
Yeah.
And this is a wonderful... I'm going to try and be really nice about this team, because it messed me up like nobody's business in the first round.
Yeah.
It was an X-Men team with the Blackbird. So we had the Blackbird at 55 with the resource style for an extra 5. We also had a few of the Headmaster pieces. So we had Cyclops, 2 Wolvies, and Moira from Xavier School.
Yeah.
The Dark Phoenix, again, and also the
Standard Phoenix.
The Colossal Iceman. No, Standard Phoenix was an ID card.
Oh, yeah. The Colossal Iceman, I'm sorry.
The Colossal Iceman was there, and the boxing ring, which went straight in the middle. So Terry played, when he fought me at least, he played the arena map, which comes on the flip side of the cave map from Star Trek.
Underground,
Amok Time.
Yeah.
And so he stuck the boxing ring straight in the middle where that hindering terrain is, and that's where the Blackbird sat when he played me. And then he's got quite a few IDs. So we've got Professor X, Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops as a student, Jean Grey as a student, Beast as a student, and Skids, as well as the Flash and Firestorm from the Trouble at Range in animated series Batman Land. So there was a lot of versatility there. Now I want to highlight something that I'm led to believe has been pretty commonly done, but it was the first time I'd ever seen it, and it ruined my game for me from turn 1. So the Jean Grey card also allows you to call in anyone named Phoenix.
Yeah.
And so on the first turn, Terry called in the Rachel Summers Phoenix Colossal, the uncommon blue flame one, who was then with an insane range of like 11 or 10
11.
plus a bit of bumping,
Yeah.
was able to nick off with my octopus arms from across the map on his first turn. I hadn't done anything. And the thing just came up, grabbed the arms, and that was not good night, Irene, but it definitely put a sleeping pill in my coffee.
Yeah, 100%.
And apparently that's a done thing, and that just means maybe I'm not watching the right games or reading the right articles, but apparently it's common now to be like, call in, because there's the Jean Grey, 2 Jean Grey cards plus the Rachel Summers card from Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
So a lot of options to call in that Phoenix, and to use her TK for just the 1 turn is all you need, and then you're messed up, you're dead.
Yeah.
So this was a pretty full-on X-Men Blackbird team that works when it moves, works when things die, works when things get called in.
And it plays the way you'd expect. The thing is, he
expect.
has just a lot of perplex
A ton
on this
of
team.
perplex.
So he wasn't missing his attacks anytime soon. He had enough Colossals to call, and he was using the Prime Storm Shadow King Colossal on the Storm ID.
On the Storm ID, yeah.
And just all the right call-ins, all the nastiest pieces. It is just a theme team, which meant he was never losing the roll. He always got the map.
7 initiative.
Yeah, correct. He always got the map roll that he needed, so he's always on the right map. He had the boxing ring essentially blocking the path. It's treated as hindering terrain, and the Blackbird has stealth and blah, 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 blah. So it was a very well thought out team, and I think that's, what it comes down to. And again, what is funny is you and I spoke about the Blackbird, and
I practiced against a team you made out of it, not as lethal as this.
Well, look, I have nowhere near this many pieces of the same thing, but at the end of this video, I will put a little bit of the metagaming that we did. You'll see a little bit of our conversation, and some with James as well. And I think we spoke about the Blackbird in that video as well.
We did.
But, it's one of those things where we thought that the team is very strong. All the pieces are there. They're all in Modern at the moment, and that's just so much X-Men around.
It is, and I'm really hoping that... I'm pretty sure we lose Xavier School this year coming, don't we? Because it was start of 2018.
Yeah, it should be. I
And
can't remember exactly.
Because we're at midway through 2017 now, because we've got Elseworlds and Thor still around, and that was around the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Because Elseworlds was around my birthday in June. So if it's like a year-ish of stuff, it means a lot of the pieces here. So the 2 Headmaster Wolverines, the Headmaster Cyclops. I think the Blackbird will still stick around because it's promo and they last a bit longer. But the Headmaster will go. The boxing ring should go because it's a...
But now they have the wrestling ring. It's essentially the same thing. So that stays. But
do they really?
Yeah.
I must have missed that memo.
But...
we also lose the arena map and the underground cave map.
Yeah, I'm okay with seeing that cave map disappear. I'm done with that now. But,
I mean, Juggernaut's not going to miss it. I'm not going to be happy because
no, there are other options for Juggernaut. But I think the thing that we haven't looked and there wasn't a lot of here is Regenesis stuff. Like he had the Beast from Regenesis.
Yeah.
I don't know the full extent of all of them, and there might be some replacement pieces in there for this kind of thing, but I don't think it's going to be as strong.
No, and I know, for instance, the Wolverine from Regenesis is quite sought after, the common.
Yeah.
And a few other pieces like that, but part of that also comes down to availability because Australia just didn't get a lot of it, so not many people had much.
3 boxes all up, as far as I know.
I mean,
Australia.
we didn't get any, and most of the other states didn't get any, so very few people had any there. But you're right, it'll probably just be secondary market. People will pick up a bunch to go.
Yeah, correct. There's going to be pieces in there that will replace some of these things. Whether or not they're strong, probably not.
But that was the winning team, and it was pretty cut and dry, lots of X-Men, and Terry's quite well known in our area for playing lots of X-Men teams, so...
He always plays X-Men.
Always plays it. Well, no, I won't say always, but...
The last 3 Nationals he's played X-Men stuff.
Yes.
So...
Often. I'll go with often. Sure. I've only been in this game for 4 years. I've got that much knowledge, and it's often. At least he wasn't playing that goddamn Age of Apocalypse Magneto, which apparently he played a lot of back in the day, and smashed some serious face. Yeah. So that was our winning team, and then do we want to talk about any of the other teams?
No, it's a lot to go through. I'll just put more links in the video for the videos. I have the 4 rounds of our finals, essentially. And that's all the teams that I have here. Yeah. So
some really good stuff.
Yeah, great stuff on there. And I think maybe, you can talk about your team.
My team, which couldn't even crack the top 8. Oh no, it did crack top 8, it didn't crack top 4, which is what I cut to.
Yeah.
So my team, which was shrouded in secrecy for a while, and it turned out someone else had a similar idea to me anyway. Just as like 1,000 monkeys at 1,000 typewriters.
Correct.
So the star of the team was supposed to be the Elseworlds Green Arrow, because I thought a lot of people had forgotten about him. Lots of people don't go to Elseworlds anymore. And because the ID card for Green Arrow is no longer in modern,
correct. He's
not as easy to play.
Yeah.
But we have these wonderful things called Infinity Gems and the Goblin Glider and all these things that give us more action economy and movement economy. So the point for him would have been, so you have the Green Arrow, you have the Vulture, because of course, with the arms. You also have Professor Moriarty from the second Next Generation Star Trek grab feed, who has this nasty little perplex ability, where when he perplexes an enemy, he can also remove their team ability and give it to himself. Now, in most cases, that's not going to give you a lot, but if you're in a situation like our Nats where every man and their dog is playing Cosmic...
There was a Cosmic on every team, essentially.
You can just go, that's mine now. Yeah. Or if they're Thanos and you've got Power Cosmic and Mystics, they're both mine now for a turn. Yeah. And that means you can then outwit them and you can Penetrating Psychic Blast and not get Mystics damage. Now that was the plan there, along with Mr. Oz, of course, Prez Ricard for actions and clearing, Everett K. Ross for perplexing, the Octopus Arms, and the Daemonic Ring from the Mandarin, who, that was the one, I'm trying to remember what that gave. Was it Precision Strike? I think it was.
I've got it in there somewhere.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah. I'll bring it up if I can find it.
It was a last-minute edition, and I was like, "This is actually amazing." I think it was Precision Strike.
But Moriarty is also a last-minute edition. You changed that.
Yeah.
Very, very last minute.
That was the last day, and Daemonic was the last minute. Because Daemonic I picked like 5 minutes before I wrote my team sheet up, and Professor Moriarty the night before, I was texting and calling Dave and being like, "So I've got this idea. It's really crazy, and no one will see it coming." And
I didn't want to discourage you. No, right? I want to leave you with things, but I think that was, I don't remember what was in place of it before. Data?
It was either Data, the shifting focus Data, or Colonel Poison and a couple of ID cards.
Yeah, I think I like
because I was worried about shape change, and which there was almost none.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so look, shape change wasn't as dangerous, but look, you can't know.
No,
right? So it's not that situation, but. I think that that may have thrown you off just a little bit.
No, I think honestly the Moriarty was better than the alternatives, except like maybe something could have happened with Data. I don't think so.
Yeah, who knows?
And because he's also similar to Moriarty, particularly the Sherlock version of Data is meant to be up close and personal, because he's got the thing where if you perplex out Little Prob, he can roll and you can lose it.
Yeah, that's it.
So you've still got to be. It's still a character like Moriarty. You have to get them up closer to do their thing. But for Moriarty, it was just a case of getting like after seeing a lot of these teams in the constructed qualifier that were cosmic and assuming people were going to play at least some of them, which some did play almost exactly what they did the next day. I was like, this is going to be great for getting rid of power cosmic, outwitting someone's defense on one character, and then getting Green Arrow to snipe another one, which then also loses defense power, and then have Vulture go in and clean up. It didn't quite happen that way. It worked. The team earned more points against Terry. My team did, because I fought Terry and I fought Anthony, and then we cut to top 4, and that was me out. Did we just run out of battery?
Sorry about that camera malfunction.
Okay, so the monitoring was the last bit of thing, and I was saying to you, I should do this, whatever. I think it worked out well, more than it would have if it was Colonel Poison, or if it was, what was the other one? Data. But yeah, it didn't quite cut the mustard, but it did do, I got more points off Terry, but I felt I played better against Anthony. And there were things I would do now a bit differently with that in mind. It wasn't precision strike then, why don't it gives you see-through hindering?
I should have gotten it while the camera was there. Anyway.
Sorry. No, because I was remembering it was meant to go on the Professor so he can get people in cover, because that was the one drawback to his perplexing thing, and he can't do stuff. But and I still enjoyed the weekend, even though I lost, like I got I think to 8 out of 10 when we cut to top 4, so if we cut to top 8 I could have made it through, but I don't think I would have gotten much further than that. Just because of the way the teams were, and some people had some really good teams, and it was just really good play and really good practice play, which is always a sticking point for us, because we don't get much time to practice in some areas these days, because we have relationships and work, and
it's not just us though, everyone
life, but a lot of people,
So,
but it was fun. So
we wanted to finish it up with talking about some of the exclusives that were available, which,
and good lord, were there quite a few.
We ended up with 2 sets of kits. Because of our timing. So I don't know how you guys split it up wherever you're watching this from, but you'll probably recognise this as being multiple different kits.
But it's just a smushed super kit.
Yeah, exactly. So the ones that I got this Hulk Gamma Charge, which I think is one of the greatest models Hulk I've ever seen in my life.
You mean the squid model, right?
Yeah, it's amazing. I got the Phoenix Force Magneto, which is a ruler, so I was very excited about that.
Very, very tasty.
I got given the logo by everybody, which again, thank you so much for judging, which I think is one of the coolest models I've seen in a long time. Just physically speaking, the sculpt is unbelievable.
Logo with the doggo.
Yeah, this is a great sculpt.
It's pretty.
It's so cool. So I really do want to play a game with him, and he's actually pretty good.
Yeah, he's the one with 14 defense, but he can't die unless you roll a certain thing, or
you need to roll
7. 7, yeah.
So you know,
1 in 12 chance of killing him.
Yeah, it's tasty.
It's very tasty and very 90s.
Yeah.
Very, very 90s design. I like it a lot.
The classic comic one. Yeah. I also got the Robbie Reed and the H-Style, probably just for the H-Style, really.
Yeah.
Considering it could be something good later on. I got given the Lilandra, who's a ruler, so I'm excited to give that one a go. And of course, the greatest of them all, Supes.
Oh yes.
Superman Prime. It is such a cool sculpt as well.
It really is.
It's so pretty. And that's it there. So.
It's also so pretty good.
Yes. Yeah.
That was intentionally.
No, it's a very, very nice piece. So out of those ones, I have them in the cards here. The H-Style is probably the most interesting one. It is 10 points. It's just an indestructible piece of equipment. Equipped character has a range value of 5 unless their printed range value is higher. So it gives non-range characters range. Power action, roll a d6 and choose a color listed below. So all the colors. Then roll a d6 and choose a combat type. So speed, attack, defense, or damage listed below. Then it's got all the types. And if you roll 6, if you roll 1, an opponent chooses the combat type. If you roll a 6, you choose a combat type, the equipped character can use the standard power of that combat type and color unless you roll for this effect again. So, if the equipped character is Robbie Reed, it may be activated as a free instead of a power action, essentially. So, on a 2 to 3, it's speed or damage, and 4 to 5 is attack or defense. 1 you choose, 6 I choose. So, it's kind of a randomized exospecs, but for the point value, it's a lot easier to fit into teams, which is, the exospec is 12 points.
Yeah.
It makes things very, very difficult nowadays, but they've got much more rounded numbers.
Unless you've got like a student ID, maybe.
Yeah, correct. You end up having to jam something in or lose something.
Yeah.
So this at 10 points isn't too bad. So intrigued to see if that's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, I think there'll be avenues for that with and without Robbie Reed too.
Yeah, correct. I haven't read too much through Robbie Reed to see what there is. Superman Prime, I'll just give a couple quick tasties on him. He has a trait, Super Strength, Colossal Stamina. When he clears, heal him 1 click.
Beautiful.
It's a great trait.
Love it.
Another trait, Leadership. When he succeeds, he may instead remove an action token from another friendly character within range that shares a keyword. If he does, modify that character's combat value by +1 until your next turn. So
and he has a range.
Justice League, Kryptonian, Cosmic, and Future. Now the Cosmic is a bit rough.
You think?
Yeah. Look at 150 points. He can fit into a pretty good Cosmic team.
Absolutely.
He has Quintessence himself. And the only other special ability he's got is Damage Power, which you're only going to get it twice on the 150. But essentially he's got Outwit and Prob Control. And when he uses either, he may use it an additional time if he has 1 or more action tokens. So he essentially has 2 probs or 2 outwits if he's on 1 action token. And then if he clears, he heals.
He's a ridiculous piece. I love him so much.
And even at 150 points, he is 10 with Hypersonic, 19 with Invincible, and 4 damage with the special damage power. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's stupid. I love it. I love it so much.
It seems unfair,
It
but
does. It's so good.
I have some ideas about Cosmic teams with him on it. So that's essentially my haul from this. Let us know in the comments below if you want us to talk through any one of these pieces a little bit more. I won't talk through all this too much.
Yeah, fair enough.
But like those 2 things I thought were just interesting bits. But
no, they're really good.
Let us know what you've seen. If there's something else you want me to talk through, we can put it in the next video.
Cool. So I should talk about mine.
Yes, but I keep looking at you.
You keep looking at me like. So I got a few of the same ones as Dave. Actually, no, I think I only got 1. I only got the Superman out of all that stuff.
Oh, yeah?
So the rest of it is all new. So I got a few combination of prizes and winning things, and buying things, I should say.
Yeah.
So for instance, I got the Colossal Ghost Rider on the Mammoth, thanks to a trade with one of the guys there, which is very, very nice. I need to play with that.
Just checking the battery.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Things like the Batman animated series Robin with the Bat Cycle, who makes smoke cloud wherever he goes, and then makes attacks and things through it. A bunch of things like Asgardian Rogue, Asgardian Storm, Call of Oath, but 3 I want to really briefly touch on today, including one that I road tested literally on the way I got it. So these are my 3, I think these are the 3 favourite pieces I've won. A couple of them I still need to do things with later. So first up is Bombshell Raven. So once again, as with Hawkgirl last year, we have a Bombshell LE piece who is unreasonably good.
Is this essentially the whole run done though? What other?
God, I don't know. It's most of them.
I feel like I don't know any other character, any other Bombshell that might be there.
No, I'd have to go back and read more.
Yeah.
Of the main lady heroes, yes.
Yeah.
Like, they're all there.
Yeah.
But Raven, so we've had a harvest year for young Raven, where we've now had 2 amazing Ravens.
And it's been so long since we've had one.
And it has been so long, so WizKids have overcompensated a little.
Yeah.
So she's a Bombshell, a Monster, and a Mystical. So Monster also had a bumper crop of pieces this year.
Yeah.
She's got a trait with an extra 20 points, Die Tochter des Teufels.
Okay. good job.
Apparently she's German. The first time this game, Raven would be KO'd, instead turned into Click 11, and the trait has Protected Pulse Wave. And her Click 11, FYI, is a Charge, Blades, Impervious, and Damage Power, which is Battle Fury, Colossal Size, and Quintessence. So she turns into Trigon, which is just ridiculous. And making sure she doesn't die, she could be really, really nasty there. She's got the bombshell trait that all the bombshells have, where if you make an attack, you get the tokens. Phasing, teleport, and stealth, and can carry for 4, and can carry bombshells regardless of flight. That's pretty good. So she's a great taxi for the bombshell ladies. With a free action there as well, which is if she moved this turn, you can remove a bombshell token, heal all her adjacent friendly characters with the bombshell keyword 1 click. Characters healed this way can use stealth until your next turn. So pick people up, drop into hindering, heal them all one without a token, everyone gets stealth. Bob's your uncle. Very, very nice style for 50 points, or for 70 if you play that trait. Yeah, high Bob. And she's got defend, and she's got prog, and she's just a very, very lovely.
And for 50 points, not bad.
Points, and mystics.
I mean, yours says 550,000 or something like that. It's misprinted a little bit, but
I actually thought for a sec that was my eye.
Yeah.
So now my glasses on. I'm like,
that's just double printed. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but I had a genuine moment of wow, my eye's just gone.
That's what happened. I picked it up and I was like,
I've got a
I'm blind.
optometrist booking in a week, so I really need to move it up. Yeah, and she's great, and as with all the bombshell pieces, it also looks great. Like, these are some of the best shelf collection pieces you can get, and she now means I've got them all again. WizKids, I'm begging you, please don't release another one next year in case I don't win it, because I want to have the set. Don't do it. She's great, I love it, don't do it. So it's her, and the other single base one I really want to play with is the Spiders, Miles and Gwen. It should surprise no one that, like most of the rest of the world, I loved Into the Spider-Verse, and this feels like the Into the Spider-Verse the piece, which is why I really wanted it. And it's an amazing combo for 100 points. It's got none of my keywords. It's just Spider-Man family and a couple of other generics.
Yeah.
But it's got this really cool thing where you can select powers from the pogs it can spit out of Miles and Gwen to have on your dude, in addition to the other things on your dial. So for instance, the Miles I think has Charge and Quake, and the Gwen has something, Running Shot and Incap, and a few other things like that. I've only read it briefly because I read it and I was like, this is mine now, I'll play it later. But you can just interchange between range, between close, between offensive, between incap, between all these kinds of powers, in addition to the stuff that's actually on the dial, which
and prop control,
and prop
super
control,
senses,
and lead climb,
a free attack, targeting an opposing character that hasn't been hit this turn. Pretty good.
So that's pretty nice, and I think it's 6 clicks. Yeah, it's 6 clicks deep with a stop click, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, stop click with super senses, and then when it dies, you spit out pogs. Yeah, and then they go off and do their own thing. And do the pogs have indom? They do not, but still good. You still get a pog without wit and a pog with perplex and all the other things that they do. Yeah. It's also just a cool looking sculpt. Like, it's a really nice tag team piece, especially in the era where we've lost the duo attack ability and some of the awesome pieces like Wolverine and X-23 or Howl and Sinestro. It's nice to harken back a little to that, even if it's still only one attack. It's 2 lightning bolts. It's a lovely combo of the 2 good spiders. So, I like it a lot. Yep, I'm going to play with that later. The one I got to road test on the day. Now, the road test did not go well because this went up against Phoenix Force Magneto, which was not a good plan. I don't begrudge the person playing that team at all. They did exactly what they should have, but lessons were learned. So this is the animated series Batmobile. Now, I have waited a long time for this. Because I watched this as a kid, and I love the opening credits, and love seeing the Batmobile there, and it just looks so cool still today.
I think the animated series this year was probably the best looking set, based on the fact that they nailed the models from the cartoon so well. And I really am looking forward to the Superman one, the Justice League one, sorry, that's coming out.
Yeah, Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, it looks also spot on to the content, so that's very, very good.
And it was wonderful last year at Matt's doing animated series for the seal. Because those pieces have a distinct aesthetic, and they, as you said, really got into a team. The Batmobile is awesome when you're not fighting Phoenix Force Magneto, because then he blows up. So basically you've got 2 Batmobiles in one. You have the regular and the controlled villain Batmobile where the Joker and friends take over. So the regular Batmobile, obviously you want to get a Bat pilot in there, so someone with Batman family. If you do that, the bat gets willpower. So big with willpower always nice.
Yeah.
It can also have autopilot, and anyone who is a Bat family character can jump in as a free action rather than a power, which is also good. There's an ejector seat, which is a special movement power with charge and running shot, but only if the Batmobile has a pilot. When it uses running shot after resolutions, you can put the pilot adjacent to a target of that attack. So run into Batman and go throw Batman at him like the fastball special.
Yep.
And the camouflage mode, which is a damage power, when Batmobile has no action tokens, lines of fire drawn to it, and adjacent friendly characters aren't dead. So it's a roving stealth machine if you're playing it correctly. And if you're playing at the 50-point value at the end, you have that damage power all the way through the dial, which is very nice. And it's a 6-click dial for 50 points on a vehicle with the Batman team ability as well, and a passenger of 2. So we like this.
With the right Batman,
With the right Batman, we like this a lot.
I think that was your problem, by the way. Not the best
One of
Batman.
multiple problems with
Well, yeah.
It was a team of, I've got some random things in my bag, let's put it together because I want to play with my new toy.
Yeah.
And then the other team was just like, Magneto blows you up.
He wins.
He wins. So on the other side we have also the Batmobile is Bat Family, Gotham City, Justice League, and vehicles. Pretty standard keywords. The controlled Batmobile, which I guess must be from an episode where the Joker nicked it. Or something like that. So it's got Batman enemy team ability instead. It's also got Ram as a trait, and when it uses Ram ability, it can change direction once, which is nice.
Ram is great.
Ram is great. So you can ram and you don't have to make it entirely straight line.
Yeah.
Beautiful. If you've got a Batman enemy pilot with a Batman enemy team ability, other friendly characters with the team ability modify their attack +1. So all the villains get pumped. And then there's an attack called What's This Button Do? So as a free action, you roll a d6, and the controlled Batmobile can use one of these effects until the next turn. So from 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, they can get in order Range Combat Expert, Close Combat Expert, Free Smoke Cloud, Quake, or Pulse Wave. If you roll a 1, immediately place the pilot in an adjacent square in opponent's choice. That character can't become this vehicle's pilot this turn. So it's a 1 in 6 chance of it all going horribly wrong, or a 5 in 6 chance of getting something awesome.
Amazing.
The Joker presses the right button.
Yeah, correct.
And just like with the regular Batmobile, the attack power is all on the lowest point dial for every click, 50 points. And I think that's actually...
I mean, that's what you play it at, right? I don't know. I know they make these things for bigger point games as well, but generally you're not playing in that high, not a vehicle. And, you know, how many points is it? Like,
so 75,
125.
Like, the 125 is a bit squishy for me. 75 I could justify.
Yeah.
Because it's then 9 clicks of damage with more shape change.
But that means your team is essentially built around the Batmobile at that point. In a sense, not just because of the points, but because you're banking so much on the things that it's going to do. But yeah,
that's true.
It's a good piece.
But it's better than the so the regular Batmobile has 150, 100, and then and the 100 value for an extra 3 clicks is it's got charge and quake, which is a bit better, but it's not sturdy enough for that, I think. So I'd go 50 for the regular, or 50 to 75 for the control. That'll depend on the team you're using, and also who's going to drive the things. If you've got someone who can give it a good defense power, like super sensors, or like impervious or something, that could be a real threat. But then, like you said, making a bat car tempo,
correct.
Not the worst thing in the world.
Not a bad thing, but still needs to be thought of. So I think that's it for our Nats Roundup.
Yep, and that's the closing the book on a year at Heroclix for Australia too.
Yeah, and we will get the ball rolling on the road to Nats. Maybe not straight away because there might not be enough of a change yet, but maybe after the next set. What's the date of the Captain America?
Wow, we're full of technical issues today. So before it dies again, we're done. Thank you for watching Under the Dial over 2019. We'll be back next year. It's going to be a whole lot of fun getting ready for Road to Nats 2020.
Oh my lord, yes we will. And let us know below what con exclusives you guys got. And like I said,
and what have you built with them too?
Yeah, correct. Because I do want to play some games with a couple of these. I think Superman has got some legs. and needs to stretch.
Big, glorious, golden sun-made legs.
Yeah, exactly. And I really just want to play these Hulks just for fun, since I think they're going to be great.
We should record some games with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but thanks to everyone who's joined the channel, watched the channel, shared the channel, liked the channel, subscribed to the channel, rung the bell on the channel, done anything in any capacity whatsoever on the channel over the last year. We appreciate you, we acknowledge you.
I acknowledge you.
Double acknowledgement. And yeah, please keep on hitting us at underthedial at gmail.com or underthegmail@dial.com. One of the two.
Yeah.
underthedial@gmail.com. Have a wonderful and safe holiday period for those who celebrate it, and for those who don't, enjoy doing your thing.
Play Clicks.
And play Clicks. For everyone playing Clicks,
Yeah.
Anything you want to throw in at the end?
No, that's it. Yeah.
It's the wrap up of the year, the full circle.
Thanks for subscribing. Essentially, is all I'm saying.
Cool.
I appreciate all of you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. So, until 2020.
Finn!
Or should we do like 2020, like with another?
I don't know.
I don't know if we can. Is there like a or 2020? Do like a this. Do a this. So it's like a. It's peace and a zero, but it also works as Finn. Let's assume the way it goes. So either way, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or come around like this, or come around like this. I reckon there. So, but if he goes there, he can't get Oz.
But that's fine. But let's say.
Let's try a couple different combos.
What I'm thinking, right, is this was what your natural instinct to move was, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying that he is going to go... I ignore this one. I'm moving through one thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So that gives him those 3.
Correct.
He's still not getting the vulture.
No, and that's okay. But let's say that's the move, right? Let me roll the Quake.
So 13 on...
I'm going to remove an action token from him. If you destroy 3, because this is just a move, not an attack.
So then, my first question.
Yeah.
If you are the Juggernaut player, you're not going to go for Vulture?
I think that because I'm knocking back and because I'm quaking, it should be the biggest number of targets, right?
Yes. So that means you're not going here. Which means
in this particular setup, no, I think I would have gone here. Which
means before you do your turn, and what I was going to demo was where he would likely move, and that will determine where his Perplex is going to go, which in this case, it's going to go onto Oz.
But you don't know that, is what I'm saying.
But if he's in this kind of range, and if I've got this kind of setup,
I'm
going to predict, because we're running through it here,
I
can predict where he's likely to go. If it looks like he's not going to go...
If you perplexed up Oz, I'm going probably the other way.
You're going to go for Vulture?
Probably. Because I think all I want to do is give myself the best chance.
So then I want to perplex Vulture regardless.
Probably.
And then I
keep him safe and it'll steer him away regardless.
I want to roll the dice for Ross. He doesn't cut it. Equipment the hole. So that's 2. Fick. Oh shit. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh shit. Okay.
I know. You're an all-star.
I'm gonna go
Get your game
1, 2, 3, 4.
Go play.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with Perez.
Perez Hilton.
Perez Hilton. And Mr. Unimind. Mr. Unimind will drop Trout and put
squeeze out a Cleveland steamer on my chest.
2, 3, 4. He'll pick up.
Very
Been a while.
He'll pick up Hulk. Yeah, he's gonna go. Pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He will. No, shut the fridge up. No, let's go there. Let's go there. And he will sink.
It's the imagery of a fridge door that opens downwards like a dishwasher.
He will put +2.
Annoys the shit out of me.
He will put +4 perplex into his own defense, which will cap at 20.
Yeah.
Into the end.
How is it +4?
He's got the +2 both times, but it'll stop at +3.
Okay, how does he get it 2 + 2?
Because it's Unimind. It's he gets +2 perplex, and then for every 2 humans, Eternals under him, he gets another +2 again.
Yeah.
So he's got +2 and then +2 again because he's got Makari and Cersei underneath him.
Okay, cool.
All yours. One of them can't attack this turn because I've done that. I can't go both of them.
Let's play that.
So then, the question is, do I try and do a close combat and ping both into attack to knock him down a click, which puts him at click 7, and hopefully down to 17 defense? Because once he gets to 17, he's an easier hit. Yeah. Or do I charge with him 11 on 18?
I think that you're better off charging to get the most amount of damage in now with the better attacker.
So perplexing a damage, and he cuts himself this turn. But he also has sidestep, which can help.
Yeah.
And so then 9 movement is 11 attack is 5 damage with a charge flurry. So we go 1, 2, 3, 3 to there. Doesn't matter. 11 on 18, and I've used my prob. First one is a hit for 5.
For 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's on 17.
And then 17, maybe 6. That's a hit for another 5. He's dead.
1, 2,
but
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Let's assume I missed. So dialing back 5.
Sure. 1.
Worst case scenario. Let's assume I missed 1.
4, 5. Yeah.
So then he's still on 17. I'm not going to be able to kill him this turn. I will, however, sidestep and then... Oh, no, I won't. I will... Oh, also, doesn't matter if I fly, Vulture ignores characters.
Yeah, I
forgot about that too. Yeah. So I would go...
my only question was about... I thought this was blocking, but it's not, so you're fine.
But for the movement, I would then try and break away sidestep with him, which works. Which means he goes there. Then he sidesteps in and tries to get another one out of it. He fails, so he's staying where he is. But the thing is, he's done his job, mostly. He's done a lot of damage. This Prez, how close to death is he? Oh, he can handle it. This Prez then would push. I would put both into damage. So it'd be 10 on 17 for 3 with Close Combat Expert. Which hits.
Good friends.
For 3, and then he gives himself a push.
Okay.
So you're not dead.
No.
But you're close.
Yep.
And so the next turn, you would do what?
1. So I've got 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 to there. To have broken 3 things.
Yep.
To heal 1.
After resolutions. So
it's just a move. It's not a charge.
No, but after resolutions you do Quake, don't you?
I can Quake.
Or do you choose the order?
Then he can Quake at no cost. It's a separate thing.
So you heal, then
I heal
Quake,
1 and then Quake.
And then you're doing it against these 2?
Yeah.
They're the only
the question was, I didn't know whether or not to go here or here. Probably here because...
I'd go there because then you can potentially get rid of
what I've done is I've tried to leave these
Yep.
so that I have the least potential chance for this, and he has an action token.